Alright, well, what's good? Welcome back to another video. It's been forever since I've posted to this channel, but I also haven't posted to my main channel in over a month, so I really want to post on this channel more. I have tons of ideas, so to start things off, I'm going to show you guys and explain my favorite photos of 2018. So I have all my photos actually loaded onto my Google Drive, so I'm just going to open that and we're going to start from the top of the list here and go all the way through. I have a bunch of photos. I mean, like, not a lot. These were picked out of like hundreds of photos, so this is my all-time favorite photos that I took this year. So we're just gonna do a quick walkthrough and give you a little explanation as to why I took this, why I like it, and just what it is of. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning. It's just the easiest to scroll through, but at the first photo, we have this photo right here. I'll pop it up on the screen right over here. As you guys can see, it's my setup, and there's some roses in a vase, and their color and everything else is black and white. So back in March of 2018, my brother died from an overdose. So my setup had looked like this for a few weeks, just empty. I wasn't really feeling anything, and I had those flowers sitting there until they pretty much died, and I tried to hang them upside down and preserve them, but that didn't really work. But that's what that photo captures, and why I have it and why it's one of my favorites is just because it shows a lot of like basically how I was feeling at that time. So I really like it. Moving on to the next one, we have Jessi Reyes. This person is one of my good friend's favorite artists. We ended up going to her concert last minute. She had really wanted to go, and then the day of I asked her, hey, are we still going? And she said, sure, let's do it. And we did, and I ended up snagging a photo pass for her opener, Savannah Ray, and I took photos for her, and I snagged a few photos for Jessi Reyes. So I like this one because the hand in front of the photo is actually my friend's hand, and like I said, she's a very big fan of her, and they were kind of like having a moment like face to face there, so I really like it, and the angle of it is just kind of cool. The next photo is of my friend Desiree's child. Her name's Zoe. I wanted to name my kid Zoe, by the way, so now I can't. However, that's not the point. I really like this photo because it was one of the first portraits I ever took with my 70-200 lens outside of concert photography, and I've never done child photography, and this is just a perfect, like, she was running over this bridge, and I just overall really like it. She's framed right in the middle. The colors kind of pop her out of the background, and overall I really like how the background's blurred. Everything about this photo, I really like it. The next photo we have is a crowd shot. Up until this point, I don't think I had ever gotten a full-size crowd shot, so my objective for this show was to capture the whole crowd. This was for, what band was that? I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll put it on the screen, but it was really cool that I got to shoot for them because I listened to them when I was younger. The other person I shot, or band I shot for, was Mariana's Trench that next day. So I got a full crowd shot, and I really like how it turned out. But yeah, that's why I have this one and why it's one of my favorites. This next photo is actually a local artist here where I live. I think he does not live here, but he went to school here. So his name is Scintilla, or Shane, and he makes music. He's actually a very good performer. I think he's really good at what he does, and I like this photo because, as you can see, his eyes are closed. He's like really feeling it. He's performing live in front of a crowd, and it looks like he's just trying to like crowd control, and I overall like just really like this photo because I can see him in the future standing in front of millions. He's a character. He's definitely very good at what he does, performance and music-wise, so that's why that photo is in here too. This next photo is from a concert I shot, the last concert of 2018 I shot, actually. I have a few more photos from this date in here, but this photo is of Tilian from Dance Gavin Dance, and I really like it because he actually reposted it, and he tagged me in it. He credited me for the photo, so that's exciting. But it was really hard to take photos of him because he was always like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Dance Gavin Dance live, but he dances sexually. I don't know if he would say that, but like he's very hard, I think, to take photos of, but I think this one was great, and he reposted it. So this next one, all right, this one means a lot to me because it was a few days after my brother had passed away, or yeah, a few days after he passed away and before his funeral. I needed a day to just not think about it. So I went to an NF show that I had planned with my boyfriend Nathan, and we had VIP passes. So this concert day I met NF, and because I met him and I had VIP pass, we got ushered into the venue first. I didn't get a photo pass for this concert, but I was right at the front. I had my little G7X, like literally this big point and shoot camera, and I took that photo with that camera. And I think it turned out really, really well, and I actually really love it. So it's definitely not in the theme he likes his photos, but I like it for like personal reasons. It took my mind off of one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with, and the show was phenomenal. So I really like this photo, and that's what that means to me. The next photo is of another local artist. His name is Saucy Boy, or Ian. He is a rapper. I think he's really good. I have a music video actually dropping with these two artists that I mentioned, and I like this photo because it's like a portrait. It's up close, it's personal while he was performing, and the detail in it I think is great, and it just captures like how excited and hype he was. So I really like that photo for that reason, and just the way it is. I don't know, like something about it makes it one of my favorite photos of that night. This photo is a favorite of mine because of what happened. So like I mentioned, I was at a Mariana's Trench concert. I was taking photos, and there was this sign saying like, let me on stage, let me sing with you. And he's like, you know, that's a really bad idea, because if like, you really suck, that could be so bad, like for you, not like just him or like his band, like for the person coming up on stage, that could be a really bad situation. So he said, fine, whatever, come on stage. And this girl absolutely killed it. Like she did so well. So my first thought was, oh my god, I need photos of this so she can have a memory of going on stage with her favorite band. So I was running around taking photos, and I don't think any other photographer there, I could be wrong, I don't know if they tried capturing this moment, but I tried really hard to get a few photos that she would have after the show, and I found her on Twitter and I sent them to her, and it worked out. But that was really awesome. This next photo, let me tell you. So I went to a Pierce the Veil concert in 2017, February, and I made it my goal for whenever Crown the Empire comes back, or Pierce the Veil, to take photos of their show. And in December of 2018, they came back with Under Oath, Dance Gavin Dance, and I lucked out. Like 2 days before the show, I got passes to take photos, and I don't know how I did it, but I did, and I got to take photos for Crown the Empire, and it was like the best thing ever, because again, Andrew reposted this photo, and I think he reposted the colorized version, but I really like the black and white version, and I just like the way the light gleams through his neck. Like, I don't know, like this photo, I worked so hard to get the photo pass for this show, and I waited so long, and it was a goal that I actually achieved without like, I achieved it. Like, I felt really good to be able to stand in front of that crowd in the photo pit and take photos, despite the fact there was like 100 different photographers in the pit. But man, it felt good to take that photo, and like have him repost it felt really good. Like just in like a personal goal, like I set out to do something, I did it, and then I was recognized for it. I think freaking sick. This next photo again is Jessi Reyes. I'm making a series of photos like this actually, where I stand behind the crowd or in the crowd and get a photo between like two people or whatever, or like through the crowd, and snag the artist. So I actually have a few other photos of like Crown the Empire like this as well, but this is my favorite one so far. She's sitting on a stool, legs are crossed, and the light is beaming down on her, behind her, and her eyes are closed, and she's like really feeling the music. So phenomenal photo in my opinion. I love it. So that's why that's in my favorite photos of the year. This next photo is my brother. So we went to my dad's house for, I don't know if I think it was just like a random supper, or I don't know. Anyway, we were at his house, and I took a bunch of family photos, and as I was bumming around with my camera, I snagged this photo of my brother. And because I recently lost my other brother this year, I thought it was very important to have moments like this, and he was just chilling on the couch, enjoying himself. So I took a photo of him to kind of remember that moment, and, you know, have a photo of my brother, because they all mean a lot to me, and that's why that's my favorites, because I didn't have photos like this of Robert or any of my brothers, and Sebastian's still here, and I need to make the most out of all of that and have memories with him, so I snagged this photo. This is my friend Jennifer. She's in a lot of the photos that I've taken this year and even last year. She's very good at what she does model-wise. Like, I don't have to tell her to do anything. She just like poses herself. She's really good at it. But she really wanted to do a spring-like photo shoot with colorful balloons, yellows, all that fun stuff, and we found this abandoned house outside of town, and we took this photo. I just like how the door borders the photo. It could be a little bit better, I think, but the brightness of her really stands out in the old decrepit house, and I don't know, I just really like it. This next photo I've posted like 1,000 different times on social media. This is of Christian Grey of Villain of the Story, and I think he's in a different band now that I'm brain farting the name of, but I'm friends with the drummer in the other band, and he used to watch my gaming videos, so that's cool. But this photo is in one of my favorites because it was at the beginning of the year in January. First show, or second show I actually shot in 2018, and I got there and they couldn't get their lighting to work. Well, they had their lighting working in the back, but there was no house lights to light the front of them, so everything was black in front besides like their wicked colorful light show in the back. So all the photos were super duper dark and just not that great, and I waited till the very last, like we made them play another song. We're like, oh, cool, or whatever, and they decided to play another song, and that's when the house lights turned on because they thought that everyone was gonna leave, so they turned on some lights, and I snagged this photo, and the colors in the back, he's feeling the song. Honestly, still one of my favorite photos. I post it every time someone asks, like, what's your favorite photo you've taken? This is definitely up there for like an all-time favorite. So the next two photos, I think one's actually on my phone because I didn't put it on my camera or my drive. So this one is of Spencer Chamberlain. I don't want to say his name wrong. Lead singer of Under Oath. Like I said, I went to their show in December, and there was like 40,000 photographers in the pit, including the one they brought with them on tour. So that was kind of depressing. However, I snagged this photo, and I really, really like it. The way he's kneeling on the thing, he's hanging over the microphone, his hair's long, like his hands on his head, you can see his tattoos. Just, I feel like there's a lot of emotion in this one, and I freaking love it. I don't know. It's actually my phone background. It's my phone background. I don't know. I just like really like that photo, man. The next photo I don't have on my iPad, like I said, but I did save it. This one is tied for one of my all-time favorite photos that I've ever taken in my life. This again is of Spencer Chamberlain. I'm a very big fan of portrait photography, getting up close in someone's grill. When doing concert photography, I just really like portraits. I like concert photography, and by mixing the two, I can get photos like this. The detail in it, I think, is really good. You can see his facial expression. I don't know why, like, I just really like this photo. I edited it to their Instagram theme. I'll pop them both on screen so you guys can see, but I was hoping that they'd like post it or something, so I edited it like their Instagram theme in hopes that they would post it. But I don't know, like you can see his facial expression in it, his hair, everything about this photo. I freaking love it. I have tons more of Under Oath photos that I really, really like, and it was really hard to pinpoint, but these two photos from that show, I really like them. If you guys want to see more Under Oath photos, I don't know if I'm going to post them anywhere quite yet because I want to release them in a portfolio magazine and have you guys potentially get that. So I'm going to be working on that kind of thing, and I'll be posting a lot more in the magazine, so keep your eyes out for that. I'm going to be working on that steadily. But damn, I've had a lot of good photos this year. I forgot to add this photo or talk about this photo because it didn't upload to my Google Drive when I had put it in there, but I love this photo. I love the way the lights are. I like how she's just sitting there taking it all in, like the expression on her face, you can see it, and it's just like, holy, like this is because it's like me, like I created this kind of expression. So, and the fact that you can see the light bouncing off the crowd, I really like it. I think it turned out good, and like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't really go for crowd shots, and I have to specifically tell myself before a show, like, I need a crowd shot before I actually find myself trying to get one. So that was one of the instances where I did get a crowd shot, and I got her on the stage as well, and I just overall really like this photo. I think it turned out super good, so yeah. And I plan on getting a ton more photos this year. I'm going to send some emails to hopefully get some photo passes. It's just so tricky when you don't shoot for a publication. That's why I'm trying to make the camera crowd something, so I can get photo passes easier and just work for clients and bands and do what I love. So these have been my favorite photos of 2018. In the comment section, guys, if you're watching this, if anyone watches this, comment what you guys think was your favorite photo of mine out of this video. I'm really curious as to what you guys think about them, and yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video, and keep your eyes out for more on this channel. I have tons of ideas. I just need to make myself determined and go get it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.